Hi, everybody. It's Sarah Otto with the Wisconsin Telecommunicator Emergency Response Task Force, here with our Southeast Regional Coordinator, Brenda Wells. If you've been following our videos, you're aware that we both are dispatch supervisors at the Oak Creek, St. Francis, South Milwaukee Combined Dispatch Center in Southeast Wisconsin. We've been doing these training videos for the Wisconsin Telecommunicator Emergency Response Task Force. And we would definitely like your feedback on anything additional that you would like to see. Today, we are going to be talking a little bit about special resources and mutual aid and where you can find the resources that you need when you need them.
Yes. So resources. Do you know where to find what they're asking for? So how many of you have played the what if game? You're sitting there and you're like, okay, what if this happens now? We play it all the time on my shift. How about you?
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the time. Or if I see a news article,
Yeah.
think of what if that happened in our center? How would we handle that?
Yeah. Some of those things in the really big cities, you're like,
Yeah,
how would I prepare for that?
exactly.
So next question you want to ask yourself, what's currently happening?
Yeah. And so we're all aware of what our department's resources are and what we have. But if we need something that our department doesn't have, like maybe a dive team, what exactly are we going to do?
So tornadoes happen in Wisconsin. We all know this. Earthquakes happen as well. We have actually had one, I want to say 20 years ago now, speaking my age. That happened. It happened in Illinois. We felt it here in Oak Creek, and we started getting all these phone calls. And why is everything shaking? What's going on?
All of a sudden, you're getting a million lift assists from the
Elderly people, because
senior residents. Yeah.
they shook right out of their wheelchairs. Flooding. Flooding never happens here.
Oh no,
Never. Search and rescue. That happens quite a bit. Not that we like that to happen at all. You have multiple day situations. How about those massed gathering events? I mean, currently we have a large one that's coming to our state soon, and you're going to need several resources. So what if your supervisor says, I need an armored vehicle and I need 3 of them? Do you know where to find 3? And you probably could find one. You probably have a resource for one. But how about if that one's not available? It's being used somewhere else. Do you know where the second one's coming from? What about a third? Bomb units. You might have your local one that you go to right away. What if that one's not available? How about a second one or a third one? Search and rescue, air support. We've got drones. You've got Flight for Life that could possibly help. Do you have any kind of other air support that could help with search and rescue? What about off-road vehicles, ATV, UTVs? They are fun to drive for, just outdoor activities, but you might need those to get down to the lakefront or an area that is hiking and it's just, you can't get to it by car. You can't get it by pickup truck. You're going to need an off-road vehicle. Canine teams, are they always available? No.
Never when you need them, it seems.
No, it seems like they all take off at the same time too. Maritime support, boats, dive teams, like Sarah was saying earlier. How about the DNR? What would you call the DNR?
Well, we have Penelope, the albino deer here in Oak Creek that we get a ton of calls on. So we had to coordinate with the DNR to see if she could potentially be relocated to a zoo. Long story short, she's remains in our community. But there's a lot of other reasons you'd call the DNR: hunting violations.
ATV accident that's not on a roadway, that it was in a wooded area where it may have hit a tree or something. That's something you would call the DNR on. Buses, county transits. Not everybody has county transit, but they do have access to a bus that might come for help evacuate people. Red Cross. Does Red Cross come out for people who just had their house burned down or
They're displaced.
they're very displaced? Drug recognition officers. There are a few around that are certified, but do you know where to find them? Where's the closest one if you needed one? Translators. We all need translators there's so many different languages now.
Can't always rely on Google Translate.
It doesn't always work. How about hazmat?
Decon trailers.
I didn't even think of decon. How about heavy urban rescue teams? Those guys come in when there's a building collapse, people trapped. You have large building collapse. Command posts, not everybody has a command post. And if you have a multi-day situation going on, they're going to need more than their pickup truck. They're going to need an operational area because you're going to have other people coming in. Do you have an RV? You need some bread truck.
Yeah.
Leave the bread in it. Thames, tactical EMS. They weren't so common 10 years ago, 5 years ago. They're becoming more common now. They actually saw the very need to have the EMS guys with the SWAT teams when they're doing search warrants.
Or for RTF purposes.
Yeah. Fire investigation units. Those are special, a group of people that know what to look for when there's a fire. So they're actually looking for the cause of the fire. How about a compressed air? When they say, we're running out of air, we need to get these compressed air tankers in here. Tenders, going back to our MABUS definitions there. Where's our nearest tender?
Good question. I thought maybe Franklin, but
I think it is Franklin.
I'm not sure.
Franklin neighbors us. That would be our nearest tender.
Yeah,
Do
but
you know
if
what
you
a
have
tender
any
is?
areas in your jurisdiction that don't have hydrant access, then you're definitely going to need to know where these are.
And you're gonna need to know what they do. Things happen fast. You may be asked to call someone to find out what's going on. If you suspect an earthquake, who are you gonna call? It happened here. I went with county emergency management. When they answered the phone, they actually said, we know something's going on. We will get back to you when we find out the answer. They called me back in a minute. They had the answer. It was great. Incident commander or supervisor may make a phone call or have you make a phone call. Know who you should be calling and what you're asking for. The person on the other line may have some questions.
It's also good to know if there's any specific parameters that go along with your resource request. For example, following it up with a teletype is a pretty common thing. Here in Oak Creek, we actually have a mutual aid binder that we can keep compiled with all of these area resources and the contact numbers and things like that. It is something that's changing very often, so we have a dispatcher assigned to kind of keep up with those emails and make sure that that binder is remaining updated for everybody to use.
Play the what if game so you're prepared. Relax. You have an IC that he's supposed to be stressed out, not you. It's their job to be stressed. You play the what if game, you're prepared, you know what you're going to need, you relax. Always start with your local area mutual aid agreements first. So you're going to go with your normal everyday operations. You start with your local stuff. What you need is close. If the incident continues to grow, what do? You just keep going out. If you're a smaller agency and someone has to come in to help you out, I hope there's a few people that can help take the lead on certain incidents.
Yeah.
So did you know that your county probably already has a plan in place? Or the place that you work at, your agency, they probably already have something in place for you for what may be occurring in your area. Inquire with people, ask a supervisor, ask somebody that is in your command staff. Do we have something around here maybe called an emergency operation plan? They may have everything you could ever think of already spelled out for you, what you should do.
Nice big fat binder.
And look through it, because do you think it's outdated?
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna go with maybe a little bit. What if the incident has got past your mutual aid resources? Like MABUS, there's teams, there's strike teams, interdivisional requests. One thing that I was able to find too is ALERT, Aligned Law Enforcement Response Teams. WEM has these really nice maps for if you get past your local mutual aid and you have an incident that is something nobody ever expects. These things do happen. So here's a map of SWAT where it shows some SWAT agencies that you could possibly go to. Look at the map. What would be close to you? Is this something that you might want to like research a little bit? So if your resources are tied up and you still need more SWAT or you need another SWAT team for something else, would this be something you would use? Play the what
Absolutely.
if game. Play the what if game. Find out. Here's one for bomb squad. So in the Milwaukee County area, we go to the sheriff's office. Well, what if the sheriff's office is not available? Well, we have a resource in Milwaukee Police Department. And then from there, Kenosha, Dane County. I mean, play the what if game, find out what do we want to do next. Dive teams. Now, we all know that we have probably some dive teams that are closer that are not listed on this map. We're aware of a couple that are closer than what's on this map for Milwaukee. I think Milwaukee might just have a bigger dive team, but there's some other smaller ones that are closer. But just be aware that these dive teams are available to you as well.
I'm guessing the smaller ones are typically only available maybe to surrounding agencies or just within their county. Whereas the ones that are listed on here perhaps would deploy a little bit further out if need be.
Or a longer duration type thing. And be prepared. Play the what if game. Here's some fun pictures because, this is what I think a lot of people think. So, you've got, what's his name again? I always know.
Farva.
Farva. What my friends think I do.
Powdered sugar. It's delicious.
What my mom thinks I do, what society thinks I do, what my boss thinks I do, what I think I do, what I actually do. And then I love the other picture here that's trying to explain to my dispatchers that I'm not the only unit working tonight, but guess what? You're the one who's always available.
Yeah.
So play that game, be prepared, play the what if game. And like Sarah has said on many of our videos, if you have any ideas or anything that you would like us to cover in any of these training videos, reach out to us, email us, call us, send us a message.
Visit us on Facebook.
Yes, we have a lot on our Facebook page as well.
Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Take care. Stay safe.
Bye.